Hello and welcome. I'm so excited to take you on a tour of our custom home build here in New Orleans that we've been in for a few months now. Our goal for this home was to create a warm and inviting space that was also open and airy and that fit our lifestyle at this point in time without any wasted space. We really wanted to use every inch of space and feel comfortable in those spaces. I would say we achieved that. We did not downsize from our last house, but this house fits our lifestyle perfectly and was designed beautifully for us on this narrow New Orleans lot. If you've been to New Orleans, you know how narrow the lots can be. Ours is pretty average for New Orleans. It's not super narrow or super wide. It's just right in the middle. After being in this house for several months, I'm realizing there are several things I would do differently. I'll share those as we go through the tour, and some things that I am loving more than I thought I would on a daily basis. I would say the decor of this house is transitional with some contemporary elements, that table and chairs aside, which we'll talk about later. So if you saw my last home tour, the style is a little bit different. I would say it's still very comfortable and warm and inviting, although a little sparse. I still have blank walls. I'm still working on the decor, on getting some plants. I'm really taking my time with those kinds of things. Everything's clean, but it may not be magazine worthy like a lot of home tours you see. We're casual everyday people, and that's what you're gonna get on this home tour too. If you have any questions or comments about anything at all, let me know in the comments section. I'm gonna do my best to source everything, paint, colors, hardware, furniture in one spot over on my blog, so it'll live there permanently. YouTube description boxes cap out, so I won't be able to fit it all down below, but I will have the link to where it will be living over on my blog, so you can get there easily. All right, let's go to the front. The exterior has a very southern style to it. I love the white we chose. It's very soft. It doesn't lean too yellow. It's not too bright. We chose a dark charcoal for the upper roof that you're not seeing. These metal roofs, I'm so glad we did, accents and gutters. I worked throughout the project closely with my friend Ashley, who is an interior design consultant. It allowed me to have a lot of creative control. She helped bring my vision to life. I'm pretty sure between the two of us, we drove my builders nuts because we were so particular about every little detail. All the trim and molding you see here, it was us. We had visions that we wanted done a certain way, and thankfully I had fantastic builders that were very, very open to our ideas. I'll have Ashley's information, our builder, and our architect listed down below as well. We have 2 gas lanterns in the front, very New Orleans, and modern raised house numbers, which I love. First thing I'm so glad we did with this build that we did not do 10 years ago when we built is landscape right away. It makes such an incredible difference. Before we go in, can I just say how much I love our front door color and the hardware as well? And yes, that's an Amazon package on the front porch. Our entry is still very bare, so let's check out the one thing that's in here, the light that I'm in love with. It came in December. It was well worth the wait. Pictures do not do it justice. This is our doorstop for the door. I just think it's so cute. The flooring in this space looks like wood, but it's actually 30 by 30 tiles. They're huge and work perfectly with the wood that flows through the rest of the downstairs and form this really cool pattern. I just fell in love with it. I said earlier I was taking my time finding artwork because we have some really big spaces to fill in this entry area. And here's Luke. Hello, Luke. He's coming to say hi, wondering what I'm doing. You'll see him here and there throughout this home tour because he's by my side pretty much all the time. Okay, so before heading into the main part of the house, if you look to your right, you'll see this vestibule area with a focal point. This is a custom mural I had done from Susan Harder Mural Papers. I came across her on Instagram and thought this might be really great for this little space. I showed it to Ashley and she fell in love with it too. You can see how intricate the detail is. The texture of it is just absolutely beautiful. Originally, I was thinking I would choose more color for this space, but I'm glad I went with something soft and neutral because it leaves my options open with artwork in the entryway and the hallway, which is right across. So there are 2 doors in this area that you can see. Let's start with this one, which is the coat closet that I had built out to my specifications. Now it's not organized, so let's not talk about that, but most coat closets have one rod that goes straight across, a shelf above, and floor space below, and that's it. We live in the South. We don't have that many long coats. So I wanted double rods. I also wanted shelving in here for all the things you can see here: bags, coats, hats, scarves, boots, things we travel with, the random things that you end up throwing in your coat closet that never get organized because it's just a black hole. Before leaving this area, let's take a quick look at this beautiful, funky little jewel of a light that Ashley found and that I fell in love with, and then we found out it was discontinued. We found, I think, the last one in existence on Amazon of all places. I'm so glad because I feel like the combination of the light she found plus the mural I found just makes for such a nice little vestibule that you see as you enter the house. The door on the right leads to our room, but I first want to show you this pocket door that closes everything off for more privacy, more sound blocking or muffling. Oh, need to get that touched up. I'll add it to the punch list items. We did a similar pocket door situation with our bedroom in our other house and loved it. It helped a lot. I was very particular with how we wanted the trim throughout the house. We have 10-foot ceilings downstairs and 9 up. I just wanted to be fairly simple with our trim. I also specifically wanted this door style throughout the house, and coincidentally, these are the only 2 white ones in the house. Showing you a quick view from the other direction, the light is centered right over the centered diamonds on the floor. Everything else is white, waiting for me to fill it with whatever I want to fill it with. As we turn and head into the main living spaces, you'll see this door on the right, which is one of my favorite rooms in the entire house, the powder room. Because it's so dark, it's really hard to capture it on camera. Video, pictures just don't do it justice. The entire room is wrapped in this beautiful, deep charcoal wallpaper that has these fine gold accents. I think you can see it more closely here in a second. The back of the door, the trim, everything is painted in this deep dark color, or it's gold. You can of course see the wood peeking through underneath the door. Now this floor is probably one of my first mistakes I'll talk about. Even though I love it and think it fits this space beautifully, I can't tell you how many people think something has leaked and that the floor is wet because of that shiny effect. It drives me crazy. A repeated pattern throughout the house is this diamond or X pattern. You saw it in the entryway flooring and in those sconces as you come into the living space. I thought this light was stunning and it helped with that cohesion throughout the home. I find myself really drawn to dynamic shapes like that, but it's also important to soften them with flowy shapes as well, which is where this wallpaper comes in, and some other things that you'll see as we go through the home. Ashley really helped me bring those things together. This mirror is actually black on the side. You can't even see that in this video. Now this faucet is the second mistake. We loved this sleek design so much in the showroom. It was a no-brainer. Yes, it functions from the back. You twist that back handle, which I thought would be no big deal, but it only turns one way to the right. It's not intuitive for a lot of people to use. I've had people come out of there asking me how to turn the faucet on. I had no idea that was going to happen. If I had known that ahead of time, I definitely would have chosen something else. I love the vanity we chose for this space. The drawers are soft close, which I also love. It has plenty of storage and it looks good in the space. This particular footage is from the fall based on the towel, but I wanted you to see the soft brush gold that we have throughout the house. Now the switch plate is unlacquered brass. It controls the lights, the dimmers, the vent, which is painted black in the wall. I'm sorry for the shaky camera, but I wanted to pan up the wall to show you that we had the light and the air conditioner vent trim painted black so that it blends in with the wallpaper much better than white trim would. This right here is more accurate as far as the depth of colors. Now it's getting dark, but I just wanted to point that out while we had it. That is the powder room, the dramatic jewel box that is one of my favorite rooms in the house. Now let's move to the main living spaces. Michael and I wanted the main living spaces to flow into the backyard areas seamlessly. I definitely think they do that. We also wanted the entire area to be very bright, open, and airy. I'm just going to kind of take you around the space. If you turn back towards the entry that we were just in, this is what you see, and up the stairs, which is open to the living and kitchen areas as opposed to being on the entry side of the house. That's something I also wanted. I did not, however, want that air conditioner return right there, but they have to go somewhere, and that's where that had to go. One thing I'm so glad I did at the very beginning, decorating wise, that I didn't do with our last house is go ahead and do the window treatments in these spaces. It really helped everything look so much more finished and decorated, even when some of our furniture wasn't in, the space would have just looked really empty and probably still would. We used the same fabric in the dining area that we used in the living room. It's just a different style and less lined. Living in such a hot, humid area, you can forget having pretty chandeliers. You need ceiling fans. I did, however, choose one that was a little more contemporary. So this is the living area. This clip was filmed on a different day. You'll see that throughout the video. I grabbed clips here and there when I could get them. I love the cabinets on either side of the fireplace that have filler artwork on top of them. I have a big wall to fill over here. It's going to take time. I love the way the fireplace turned out. Ashley and I worked very closely with the builders on exactly how we wanted the dimensions to be, how far it should project from the wall, the angle, the color, the finish, everything. And I think they did a fantastic job. To the left of the fireplace are two chairs that are very comfortable. I love that it brings in the brushed gold. You can also see through the sides. It kind of makes them light and airy, a little bit less heavy than a lot of side chairs. I want to say Ashley snagged these cute small side tables from HomeGoods. If you have a sectional, it can be inconvenient when you have a drink or a snack. You constantly have to lean way over to reach the coffee table. These are so light, you can pick them up with one hand, move them wherever you want them. It's so convenient. I use them all the time and love them. So this is our sectional. We've never had one before. I was really excited about it. And I do love the way it looks when it looks perfect, which is very, very rare. This is great timing. This is one of Luke's favorite spots, the back of the sofa, the back of the cushions. I deliberately didn't get the Restoration Hardware Cloud sofa because I heard it had no support and you had to fluff the cushions all the time. I'm constantly having to beat and fluff the back cushions as well as the bottom bench cushions, and it's a huge pain. Now that said, I do love the fabric. It's this kind of oatmeal fabric. It's soft, it's comfortable, but the majority of the time it looks way worse than this because I just can't spend all my time fluffing cushions. Just giving you a quick close-up shot of the coffee table that I do love in this room before I pan over to the kitchen, which is opposite of the living room. So if you're standing at the sofa or the fireplace and looking in that direction, this is what you see. This is just kind of the full shot of the whole space. There are some things behind that doorway that you just saw as well, which I will show you here in a second. We have storage underneath the bar stool side of the island, full depth cabinet storage. It's kind of hidden, but very functional. I keep all kinds of things down there. A small detail we added to the island is this trim piece made from the same quartzite that is on the top of the island, which blew me away the moment I saw it. We held up the paint chips we had, the dark charcoal, the kind of putty taupey gray, and the white we were using in the house, and it just worked. I was originally going with quartz, but when I saw this, I just had to go with it. I love how organic and imperfect it is. It almost looks like it has these white clouds going through it too. We had quartzite in our last house. It was more linear and it was so easy to care for. So I was already familiar. Another thing we had in our last house was this exact sink, except it was white. The color we have here is Dune, which is more of an earthy off-white that goes better in this house. It's got the perfect slope for the water to drain, some accessories. I didn't even have to hunt for a sink. It was great. I love this faucet. It's got that contemporary look to it, pops of black and brushed gold, which we have sprinkled throughout the house, and it's a touch faucet, so it's great if your hands are messy. The cabinet style and color and hardware is all different on the island and refrigerator wall than it is on the stove wall. I wanted to mix things up a little bit, so we went with a flat front, more contemporary style on the island, and I went with this putty kind of taupey gray shade, which I love, but the look can vary a lot depending on the lighting. And instead of doing a typical waterfall countertop with the stone used on the top, we used wood on the sides. It gives the same contemporary feel. It was a lot more cost effective and it blends in beautifully. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Since we're here at the island, I know I'll get asked about this. We used a microwave drawer in our last house and I can't dream of being without it. It's so ergonomic. We put another one in, no hesitation. I think you can see here how lighting plays a role in how this taupey gray paint color looks. It looks very light on the island, darker on the refrigerator wall, and even darker in the butler's pantry. It's also reflecting more cool gray right now, whereas when I closed the microwave a while ago, ago, it looked more putty taupe as it does in the afternoons most days. It varies a lot. Moving to this wall, which is opposite the fireplace wall. So it's also kind of a focal point. It has the ovens, the stove, and of course the hood, which we spent quite a bit of time designing, getting it to scale. One of my many kitchen inspiration photos had a curved backsplash on it, and the second I saw it, I knew I had to have that element in my kitchen. We used quartz here for the countertop as well as the backsplash, and went with white shaker style cabinetry with transitional pulls and a lot of drawers as we did in our other house. And can we stop for a moment and talk about one of my favorite things, this double oven that opens from the side. I'm thinking about getting older and I cannot believe that it took them so long to create such a thing. The moment I saw this, I was sold. This is so much easier to use than typical ovens that have been around forever and that open down towards the floor. I love this so much. That room you've been seeing in between the refrigerator wall and the ovens is the butler's pantry. Is there another name for this? I always feel so goofy saying butler's pantry. So I'll just pan you around and show you an overview. We also wanted this to be kind of a jewel box. It is painted that taupe putty color as we talked about before. The trim, the ceiling, everything. I love this light. I wish you could see it a little bit better. I'm not sure if you can. The cabinets that face one another are symmetrical on the top, but vary on the bottom because we have a wine fridge on this side and drawers on the other. The handles in this room are really cool. They're solid all the way through. I just really like the finish. I like the look. They're very contemporary. Another quartz countertop is in this space. And if you look closely, you'll see some sheen and texture variation in the backsplash tile, which I really love. Here's another shot. It looks a bit textural, kind of special and pearly. I just really like it. This is where I pour my coffee every morning. I store my coffee cups in here. I got this little stand from Home Goods and the canisters from a FabFit Fun box several months ago. Love those too. This mother of pearl off-white wallpaper just adds another textural element that's so perfect for this room, as does this super cool oyster fabric that Ashley found for the shade in this room. I just love it. It's perfect. I don't think I could have found anything I like anymore. It just has such beautiful texture. The colors are perfect. Plus, it screams New Orleans. I'm showing you this pull mostly so you can see the texture and the detail on that beautiful wallpaper. You can kind of see it here too, as I'm showing you this black sink, which is actually a bathroom sink, but it works great for a bar sink. Sometimes it's good to think outside the box, get a little creative, and use things in unexpected places. This is a multi-purpose room. It's a drop zone, a bar, a coffee station. It's where we store cups, serving pieces, all kinds of things. Now, across from that window wall is the pantry, and this is one of my favorite features in the house, even though it's kind of hidden. It's the same dark charcoal as the powder room bath with the soft brass handles that are throughout the downstairs, with a fluted or reeded, however you want to refer to it, glass inset. I couldn't be happier. I'm so glad that I stuck to my guns and went with this pantry door. Now, this is the pantry setup. It's not fully organized. This is about all you're going to see of it, but we went with a pretty similar layout as our last house. It just functions well for us, and I look forward to getting it organized. Now, if you look past the room we were just in, that is the laundry room. We also have a pocket door here, so you can close it off. You don't have to look at it or hear the dryer if you're in another room and want it quieter. So that's what it looks like when the pocket door is closed. Everything is that putty gray color, which looks gray right now. Before we go into the laundry room, let's just do a quick overview recap of the butler's pantry really quick. I felt like it got kind of choppy as I was talking. So this is just kind of what you see as you go through the butler's pantry. And if you pan around, there's the pantry door. I love my pantry door, and you can see how that light filters through the door so beautifully. I just love it. So now let's go into the laundry room. As this door slides open, you might realize the tile looks familiar. It is the same 30 by 30 tile in the entryway, but in white. I loved it so much, I wanted to use it elsewhere, so it ended up here. I think we had the washer and dryer for a year and a half or 2 years before we moved in here, and we just had the cabinets built around them. to store laundry and cleaning supplies, light bulbs, things like that. And we went with semi-flush mount lights in the laundry room. To the left is the garage, which we are not going in. Before we move to the other side of the room, I want to show you something pretty cool. Now this looks like a pedestal underneath the washing machine, but it's not. It's actually a mini washing machine. Is it necessary? No, but I've gotten tons of use out of it for smaller loads, special loads like delicates, dancewear, sportswear. On this side of the room, over on the left, we have a mud room space, drop zone type area for coats, bags, leashes, miscellaneous stuff. That tall cabinet in the back was made for the vacuum cleaner, brooms, tall things like that. Some of you may remember this automatic trash can that we had in our rental while we were building. I'm not getting rid of this. It is living in this room. I love it. Now, I designed my laundry basket storage very similarly in our last home. I did the same thing here, except I put drawers on top that I did not have before. Loving those for the extra storage. It's all about the storage. I have another quartz countertop in here and a rod for hanging clothes to dry. And of course, you guessed it, more storage. That is the door that goes out to the garage, and we will turn around and exit this room. I forgot to address anything with this dining area back here, so I'll touch on that really quickly after we head out. There's Luke asleep on the sofa, one of his favorite spots. As I said in the beginning, we are very casual people. We didn't want a formal dining room, didn't have one in our other house either. This is our dining room, eating area. We had this table and chairs in our previous home. I brought them here. At some point I may replace them, but I'm not in a rush. I sit here and work a lot of the time, and I just love the views. I feel so peaceful and serene. I also want to make a note, this chair and ottoman that are in the corner are not permanent. My mom is taking them. We just haven't brought them to her, but this is a view that I see many mornings, many days, and it just brings me such peace. If I look in the other direction, there are Luke's bowls where he eats. I'll be taking you in the backyard here in a minute, but I first want to cover all the downstairs inside areas first, which includes our room, bathroom, and closet. So here is our room as it stands now. Our dresser finally came in. Those of you that were following me on Instagram for that saga. We have bare walls in this room too. I'm taking my time with all the artwork everywhere. And we did kind of a modern ceiling fan in here as well. And this contemporary canopy style bed, which I am in love with. It was also kind of an ordeal getting it here, but it was worth it. It's sturdy, it's beautiful. I'm really happy with how the nightstands and the dresser and the bed look together since they're not a full set. And with the bedding, it's soft, it's comfortable, it's neutral, but I kind of think that's a safer starting point. I may change things later. I love the detail on these linen shams. It's just a little bit different than you see every day. Just to give you another nightstand shot, there's also a little tray that pulls out. If you have a book or something you want to sit down, it's a nice little feature. So moving over to this side of the room, we have this huge round chair that I absolutely love. Luke's bed. Of course, we have Luke laying on the chair. I think this is his favorite thing in this room. He sleeps on it. He stands there and watches the world go by. He just loves it. I love it too. Ignore my leggings that are covered in blanket fuzz. I'm 5'5" and I can curl up on this thing and be so comfortable. I don't need an ottoman to put my feet up. I can read, sip my coffee. It is one of my favorite spots. We also had the drapes done in this room right away. I'm so glad we did. It just adds so much to the space as it does in the other rooms. They have kind of this silky linen sheen to them just to add a pop of something special. The rug does too, but it's not dressy. It also seems darker or lighter depending on the direction you're standing in. I feel like if this room had a different rug and different curtains, it would have a completely different feel. They dress it up a little bit without being too much. Panning around the room from this angle, and now we have the double doors that lead to our bathroom, and we went with different knobs here. These modern crystal knobs with a soft brass backplate, and when the doors are open, this is what you see when the pocket door is closing our closet off. We used these huge tiles. I think they're 24 by 48, and there is a glimpse of our closet with the door open, and this stunning contemporary chandelier I fell in love with. The petals almost kind of look like lily pads. Video doesn't do it justice. And in this alcove, we have a freestanding soaking tub. It's not jetted, it's just a straight up soaking tub that holds hot water hot for a really long time. I love this tub. I have space for artwork above the towel bar to the right, and more space for artwork over to the left. Lots of walls to fill. And above the tub, we have what I would call contemporary plantation shutters. They're very clean as there's no hardware, no bars on the outside. You manually operate them very easily. They're divided the same way our window panes are divided. You can open each segment independent of one another, so you can have light filter in the top and keep your privacy on the bottom. Moving to the other side of the bathroom, we have the back of the double doors. And if you keep going directly across from the tub, we have the vanity. It's the same color as the doors in the house and the kitchen cabinets. I ended up going with one big glass beveled mirror instead of two smaller mirrors. It just seemed to make the space look bigger, more expansive. Yes, that's a TV in our bathroom. I like to be able to live in my bathroom if I can. I like to watch TV, listen to music, everything. So these are the light fixtures that are in the bathroom. I just thought they were really cool. Even though they're a gold leaf finish, they still coordinate nicely with the soft bronze and brass finishes that we have throughout the house. This is the same quartz that was in the kitchen. It worked in here too. Now the finish in this bathroom, it shows some fingerprints, and probably no more than chrome does, but you know, there's some maintenance with it that we weren't quite aware of, but I still like the way the faucets look. I found the pulls at CB2 of all places. I just love the way they look with everything else. I think the rugs work, but they're a little bit more traditional than what I thought I would end up with. Let me know your thoughts. My microfiber hair towel is hanging on this triple swivel hook that's perfect for when we get in and out of the shower. We grab the towel we're going to use, hang it on there, and grab it when we get out. It works beautifully. I liked it so much, I got a second one to put in the closet for my robes. Our shower is encased all the way to the ceiling with those large format tiles that you saw earlier on the floor. I'll just kind of pan you around the shower so you can see what's going on. We have some body sprays, controls as you step into the shower. Our handheld is on a bar, so it functions just like a wall-mounted shower head. And way up here is the rain head that Michael loves and I don't. A tall niche for shampoos, a short one for razors, soap, and other short items. This is the first shower I've ever had a bench in. I love it. We also went with a curbless shower, so you can just walk right in. There's no step up. It's really nice. I like that feature a lot. We went with a mosaic marble tile, which also is part of the drain inset. That's really cool. I didn't even know that existed. Here's that tile a little closer, and the drain, which is really cool. Behind that door is the toilet closet, toilet room, whatever you want to call it. It's boring. We're not going to go in there. Instead, we're going to go into our closet. It is the first really nice big closet that we've ever had. I feel so grateful and blessed. It's a little overwhelming, to be honest. Instead of having my vanity in our bedroom the way it was before, I decided to put it in here, which did add to the size, but it also increased the functionality. Here's the pretty little chandelier that we have over the island. It's just so pretty and delicate, not too big, not too small, just the right size. Our hamper sits next to my vanity, which is Michael's side of the closet. I know some people might think that that's weird, since that is what you see when you walk in, but there are reasons why it ended up the way it did. So this is also his side of the island, and this is a shared dresser that has that same wallpaper. Turning to the opposite wall, the wall that's on the other side of the shower, we have my sweaters, some boots and shoes, and a mirrored door that houses some storage behind it, hidden storage. And continuing to the right, this wall houses almost all of my hanging clothes, actually most of the clothes that I wear. I have shirts, tops, pants, skirts, dresses were over on the left. I have some storage bins down there with miscellaneous things in it. Up top we have jeans, more storage bins, purses, leading to most of my shoes. I wanted this to be the background if I'm trying on something in that mirror. That's why I wanted that side of the closet. So the island countertop is just a plain white quartz. I'm not going too much into organization, but I did want to show you these fantastic jewelry organizers that I found that I put in this top drawer that really just changed things for me as far as finding what I'm looking for. So much easier than when I had it in that big bulky jewelry box. Plus it freed up counter space. Another game changer for me was getting this rolling hamper. It's sturdy, it saves my back. I don't have to carry laundry baskets. And also having a shelf above our rods allows me to hide some things there, like my steamer and other things that we might need day in, day out, but we don't want to go up high to get them down. So it just allows us easier access. So this is where I sit every day to do my makeup. Now let's go see the backyard. I want to take a quick second and talk about levers. They're just a small convenience. I'm so happy I put in this house. You can have your hands completely full and still get in and out of doors super easily. Okay, now let's head out to the backyard. This is the outdoor kitchen area. It's kind of an overcast day, but you can still get a feel for what's going on in the backyard. If you walk over this way, you'll see some landscaping. I'm very happy I did, along with a little patch of turf that we installed so that Luke would have a place to go that wasn't hardscaped, since that's what we wanted. I'm pretty sure he's used the turf less than a handful of times. Beyond this fence is pool equipment, generator, side yard, things that no one wants to see, so we blocked it off. So this is the view if you turn and look from this corner. We wanted this backyard to be kind of an oasis, and I think adding the 2 water features to the ledge really add to that, both in terms of looks and sound. They bring a tranquil feel to the space. To bring surround sound to the pool area, Michael added these stone speakers that blend in. They're actually pretty cool. My vision for the pool was to have a deep blue, almost teal color that was dark but not so dark that you couldn't see to the bottom, because we could have grandkids swimming here one day if this is our forever home. I love the way it came out. The finish is beautiful and gives me the color I was looking for and the depth and richness too. We also went with these glossy, shiny glass tiles that have a sheen and a sparkle to them that are just beautiful in the sun. I hope that's reflecting on camera. Spinning around to the outdoor kitchen, the lounging area, the TV watching area, the gathering area, whatever you want to call it. This is an extension of the inside in a way. I'm still hunting for some kind of a table for the center of the area, but I'm very happy with the furniture out here. It is so comfortable. It actually cleans up pretty well, believe it or not. These outdoor bar stools are weatherproof, lightweight, and stackable, something I was looking for since we have to store things when storms come our way. There is some dried rain on the countertop. This is a black granite that's perfect for outdoors that I had a hole carved into for trash. You can see there is a trash can underneath. And panning over to the outdoor kitchen itself with the 2 TVs. My husband is a sports nut, what can I say? And of course the appliances, the hood. And I wanted to show you the ceiling detail that I love that we did. And if you're sitting on the sofa, this is the view that you see. We left the area under the bar stool completely open, so your view would be as unobstructed as possible. I forgot to point out a while ago, the spa, the hot tub, it's on the same surface level with the water as opposed to being raised like a lot of them. It just worked better for the size of our backyard area. It keeps that nice open, airy look. We have a couple of pool loungers over here, no table yet. If you continue around the corner, we have a small side area with a pool supply storage room with a gate kind of halfway down the house. We blocked off some things, and we have our pool bath. I have another vanity in here with a round mirror above and a pendant. And other than that, it's pretty plain with just a toilet, a vertical toilet paper roll for something a little bit different. I liked this mirror detail. It gave it a little something rather than just being a plain mirror. I went with this sleek black contemporary faucet in a stainless black. I don't think you have to match all of your hardware perfectly as long as it coordinates in some way. This is just the interior of the vanity. It's very functional and holds everything you need in this bathroom anyway. Even though this is a wet bathroom, it's designed for people coming in and out of the pool. It's better than having them coming in and out of the house with wet feet. I still put put down a water absorbent, water resistant rug because it gets really wet in there. So as you come back around that corner, this is the view that you see, along with the other 4 bar stools that sit on the other side of the counter, and that's the back of the house. I ended up leaving our Christmas lights on the trees outside, and this is what it sometimes looks like at night with the garden lights on and the tree lights on, and when we have the pool lights set to blue. It's just a really nice, cozy atmosphere that we all really enjoy. Let's head upstairs, see what's going on up here. It's going to go by a lot faster than the rest of the house did. You can see the fun Sputnik light I put up there. I also did black door hardware on the same color doors up here. I don't know why, I just want to mix it up. So that was Michael's den. Here we have Brooke's bathroom and her room. And if we keep turning right, we have the hybrid Brady guest room and my office. And we'll start with Michael's den, where he watches football, golf, all the things. This space was downstairs in our previous house, but because the downstairs here is so much more open and he knew he was going to be doing a lot of these things in those areas, when we were designing, it just made sense to have it up here. All of our media controls and security is in those closets, as well as some storage, and these are his TVs. Is that not crazy? But he loves it and he uses it. We also put the coffee table from our previous house in there, and one thing I love about the sofa is that it's completely covered on the bottom. I also really like the fabric. It really works in here nicely. Let's move rooms. I'm thinking straight across into the hybrid guest / Brady room. Brady is my 21-year-old son who is in college, but he comes home and this is the room he stays in. It's also the room that guests stay in and where my mom sleeps when she comes to visit. I have no idea why this footage is vertical, by the way. For the bedding, I wanted something soft and comfortable and organic, but that had some detail to it. And for the furniture, I was feeling like I wanted something darker in this room, but not too heavy. I'm really happy with the pieces that we chose and think everything works really well together. The curtains are this organic flax color, and they do have blackout to them, which is important in a bedroom. There is a TV over that dresser. I didn't think you could see that earlier. So as we just pan across the room, my antique vanity is there. I'm not sure what I'm doing with that. It kind of crowds the room. This is a Jack and Jill bath. That door in the back leads to my office. I used kind of a linen looking tile in here. The detail is really pretty. It's the same tile I used in the pool bath. And we floated the cabinets in here as well. And you can see how different the paint color on the door looks from the cabinets, and it is the same paint. The sconces are mounted directly on the mirror as they are in our bathroom, and we have a nice high curved faucet and the same countertop that we have in our bathroom. Behind this door, separated by a pocket door, is the bath, shower, toilet room, where we used a different tile with a lot of variation in it, which I love. It's glossy and textured and feels organic, the same way the guest Brady hybrid room does. The shower curtain matches the curtains that are in the bedroom and is very long. It extends almost all the way up to the ceiling. And of course we have the toilet paper holder, all those fun things. And another view of the floating cabinetry and the sconces, which I just think are so cool. We're back in the landing area at Brooke's spaces. Let's go in her bathroom first, since technically anyone can use this bathroom. It's open to the hallway. We did that on purpose because this is her last full year in this house until she goes to college, and we needed a bathroom that opened into the hallway. It just worked perfectly. We used quartz in her bathroom with a lot of veining in it. It's really pretty and coordinates nicely with her cabinet color, which is more of a cool blue-gray. We used 10-inch hex tiles on her bathroom floor. It looks really nice with her cabinet style with the acrylic and gold features we have going on. Her shower curtain fabric is the same that's on our downstairs curtains, and it's also extra long like the shower curtain in the guest bathroom. And for her tub shower surround, we chose this picket fence style tile, I don't know what else to call it, placed vertically. Her mirror had acrylic and soft bronzy gold, and so do all of her fixtures, her accessories. Instead of going into Brooke's room through that pocket door through the bathroom, we're going to go through her main door, since that's what she usually does. Clearly, we need to fill this big wall here. We have a lot of space. Now, this little lounging area is actually from our other house, and I just put this rug down. The desk is from our previous home. The bed and nightstand are both new. We're still looking for bedding, so it's a little plain over there. She's working on a collage over on this wall. It's coming along, and now we're back where we started a while ago. You can see into the bathroom. This is the view you see from this door, and there's me in my sweatshirt. Brooke reads more than the average person. She has a ton of books. There's a bookshelf that I'm not showing because there were some personal things on it that I wasn't able to cover. I just wanted to make note in case you were wondering why I wasn't showing that bookshelf. We're on the opposite side of the room now. I wanted to show you this fabric closer. It looks like artwork in itself. Ashley gave Brooke some fabrics to choose from, and Brooke chose this one. I think it's a great choice. It really just gave her something to build off of when it comes to making future decorating decisions. These shades are truly a focal point in this room, and they were the springboard for me choosing the rug that I chose, the chair color. I just don't think she could have made a better choice. Her TV is above her dresser, which is on the opposite wall from her lounging sofa and her bed, so she can kick back and relax and watch TV. Let's head into my office. I think it's the last stop we have up here. It's still in need of some work. I have some things I need to accomplish in this room. I have the exercise bike in here, my filming space, a chair that's just like Brooke's but in a different color. This is my background wall, though the background may change around a little bit. This is the wall that you see behind me. There's storage to the left and underneath, which is nice and handy. Now over here we have two large boxes that contain an electric standing desk that's supposed to be under this window. I need to get that put together. It's on my agenda. Now those pink stools go right there. Here is a shot of what we have now since I first filmed that clip. I finally got lampshades, which I didn't have when I originally filmed this footage, probably before Christmas. I need to figure out what to do with those cords that are on the floor, and I have artwork stashed kind of everywhere. I'm thinking I might want to do some kind of a gallery wall above the sofa, similar to a New Orleans restaurant here called Jack Rose. I mean, it's kind of an inspiration thing. I just think it could fit the aesthetic of this room. Okay, my office closet has a lot of drawer storage, and I do have many beauty products organized in these drawers in various ways, but I also have office supplies for our house and that you would normally find in a home office. I put some makeup and some other fun things on the shelves. I'm sure I'll rotate those things. That goes to a walk-in attic. And on this side, I have more storage. My mom has some of her clothes hanging in here that she leaves here permanently, and I just have various things to store products and to organize because I try to be very organized when I can. So here's just another view of some of the goofy things that I have in my office closet. And we get to see Luke bathe as we start to leave the room. So I'm just kind of showing you what things look like from this angle. You can see I have a big window in front of me. I can leave the curtains open or close them if the lighting is not optimal. And now we're done with the upstairs. As we go down the stairs, I have to show you what I see most days, which is Luke zooming past me with his little romp down the stairs and this beautiful view that I just love looking at. It just reminds me of everything we worked so hard on with this build. I hope you enjoyed this home tour and didn't find it too long. I have no idea how long this is going to end up being once it's edited. I'll be sure and pin a comment at the very top of my comment section with the link to my blog if you're curious about anything like a paint color or where something is from. If you check there and don't see something, be sure and leave a comment here with that question and I'll be sure and answer it as best as I can. Leave me any comments or questions you have down below as always. If you did enjoy this, I would really appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.